is Gino Garage. Today we're going to be going over our fleet of project cars and just talking about what we're going to be doing on our YouTube channel. Alright guys, so this is my 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air 4-door sedan. It's my new project car. I'm going to be putting a 350 cubic inch V8 and a Muncie 4-speed in it. As of right now, I pretty much haven't done anything to it. It's basically stock interior. I got a newer seat from a 57 Chevy in it. It needs a fair amount of body work, and obviously it needs the front clip attached. We just got everything hung on there for now, but as you can see, there's no motor or transmission. But as of right now, I'm rebuilding the motor, and we're hopefully going to put it in this weekend, which you guys will see on a future video. But yeah, here's a walk around of the car, and it is a Bel Air from the window trim. And the original color, you can see it very well in the trunk. The original color is the Neptune green and white, so that's pretty cool. And here's my bell housing and stuff, but yeah, that's my 55 Chevy.
All right, this is my 1956 Chevy 150. Bit of a project, I would say. I've had this car for 3 years now. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in this car, I'd say. Yeah, but it definitely needs a lot of body work, as you can see by just a little bit of rust in here, you know, no big deal. So yeah, keep walking around. Little Tina surface rust, no big deal. It's missing a, was that an O? Yeah, yep. Missing an O. But I mean, it's not terrible, just little body work here and there. And then here's the original color. You can see on the side here, right past the Bondo, is the original Matador red. It's two-tone Matador red and white, which eventually, I don't know when, it'll go back to the original color scheme. Here's the, you can see the white on the door right here.
We'll put a picture on screen later too of what this car is supposed to
look like.
Yeah.
In 20 years, I don't know. Just a little homemade, you know, rust fix, all good, looking factory, you know.
Magic cheese.
Magic cheese. That one needs a little pull. So now we'll get into the best part of the car, which is surprisingly the interior. As you can see, it has a new carpet. It's got a new front seat cover. The back seat's actually in pretty great shape.
Yeah, that is
one tiny little rip.
That isn't the original seat cover, is it?
I don't know.
I don't believe it is.
It's got a new headliner. I really like the Tina of the dash.
It's pretty original.
Pretty original. 3-speed on the column, so that's not gonna stay forever. I'm thinking 4-speed whenever I have some money.
And now the pride and joy.
Now don't let the looks deceive you. This is not a good engine. This is a really anemic 305 from the 70s that we have done up like a nice 327 or something. But no, this baby leaks oil everywhere. If you want to give them a peek. Oh, yeah. It's not great. Looks good. It's got these nice valve covers that have like, I don't know, like 70 horsepower or something like, I don't know. Radiator has its fair share of problems. I'm pretty sure it's 90% JB Weld at this point. It works most of the time. So I've got my fix for oil leaks, just extra oil, and my fix for when it overheats and shoots water everywhere. Everything a guy can need.
Alright guys, this is my dad's 55 Chevy 210 4-door. The exterior is basically stock. We had all the body work done. It's got the stock trim. It's got tinted glass. Missing a piece right there.
Yeah,
but, you know,
not a big
got
deal.
The stock filler door. Got the cool taillights, which I love. And of course, the fresh emblem, which I just love.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Obviously, same thing again on this side.
Bumper fits great.
Yeah.
No big problems there. Nope. Nothing. Just a little rust on the bumper.
It's original bumpers.
Yeah.
It's got dark blue paint. Obviously, had to have the.
This is some door lock still, but.
Yeah. It's kind of a project restoration, and then here we have the hood bird, which of course you have to have if it's a 55 Chevy. All right. Going into the interior. We have custom gray upholstery and a black carpet.
Needs a little vacuum.
waiting to install the headliner.
Steering wheel fits great.
Yep. Thank you, Grant Steering Wheels, for selling me that kit that doesn't fit for it right.
Radio delete, obviously.
Yep, factory style.
Of course the heater doesn't work.
Yeah.
We're not.
Well, the fan does blow, just the hoses are not hooked up. But this car originally was a 6-cylinder automatic car, which is pretty interesting. And Lucas's 56 actually was a original 6-cylinder car.
We'll get into that pile here in a little bit.
Yeah, after we go through the rest of the vehicles.
All right, let's go into the engine here.
All right, under the hood, we got a 350 cubic inch V8 out of a Monte Carlo from the 70s. And it runs pretty good. It does peelies and stuff like that. It's good enough, but it has no oil pressure, so.
Well,
it has about 10 pounds at idle when it's warm, so it's a little sketchy, but
just,
I think
just a little nerve-wracking
this
sometimes.
is on the list for rebuilds this winter, and also the transmission is slipping, but
yeah, transmissions.
For now, it runs and drives, and that's all that matters.
Radiators, yeah, about the same shape as mine, I would say.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's basically it. Oh, power brakes and disc brakes in the front, so you actually stop.
Got some mag wheels in the front, torque thrust D's. Pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, we're going over our next project vehicle. It's
oh boy,
this great example of a 94 S10.
94.
It's in pretty good shape. You know, just a little. You know, just nice and loose in the wind. You know, gets.
Now
I don't know.
This was traded for a 66 Mustang project car that we had, but
that was even
that thing was even more rotted. So
this does run.
It does run,
but the transmission is not properly bolted to the engine, so clutch doesn't work.
It's got a 2.24 cylinder that was rebuilt supposedly, and it runs good. It runs pretty good, but it has a.
You know what? I'll just fire it.
It has barely any exhaust on it. Has a glass pack, and that's it. Here's some revs too, please. Sounds pretty good.
So yeah, it runs pretty good. Doesn't drive at all.
Came with some Krager Unilug wheels, which are pretty cool. They're 14 inches though, but still pretty.
And this one went out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, I think someone burned them down to death.
Yeah. Also came with the TV. You don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah. Pretty cool though. It is a 5-speed. That's the pretty cool part.
We drove it around once when we basically drop started it in first gear.
Yeah.
But it has LED headlights. That's all you can do. This thing will.
It does have LED headlights.
Everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Broken windshield. Yeah, this thing's a project, I would say.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. This is our '86 Chevy K30 conversion, actually. But yeah, it's a 1986 model. It is a 4x4. It's a dually in the back. It used to be a K10, but someone put heavy duty axles under it and upgraded the transmission. So we have a new crate motor on the way, and it should be here within the next 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully. And then we can get this project going. And this is actually going to be my daily driver for a while we get the motor broken in, and then it'll eventually be a work truck for the business. But
it's got this nice aluminum flatbed on it. Probably more expensive than the truck right now.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the interior, Allie. It is a Silverado. It just doesn't have the badges because they are reproduction fenders. But here's the interior. Here, I'll take the camera. Here's the interior. Red dash pad with the black dash, obviously. 90s steering column in it. It's got tilt and cruise control, and all that stuff is right there in the engine bay. But it's got this blue sea, and even though it's blue, it's still really nice. But yeah, hopefully this truck will turn out pretty good, and we're going to try to use it for hauling engines and stuff with that nice flatbed. And as you can see, 4x4, pretty good. But yeah, so that's the whole GNL garage fleet.
Alrighty guys, this is our shop. It's a little smaller right now. We're hoping to expand maybe one day. I don't know. So let's start. It's kind of cluttered, so let's start in this corner and work our way back. Alright, so where to start? We've got a pretty beat up Turbo 350. Not sure what the plans are right now. We're thinking we're gonna get this rebuilt and put it in Gavin's dad's 55 because that transmission
It's slipping.
is a piece of garbage.
And it's slipping terribly.
Yes. Here's the original motor out. Well, no, we don't know if it's the original motor out of the square body, but it's what came with it basically. This thing is shot.
It's a 350.
350. It's got a blown head gasket and a rod knock.
And one of the lifters, as you can see right there,
Exploded.
completely exploded.
So yeah, this thing is pretty toast. We might rebuild it if we get desperate. I don't know. So we've just got a 350 that's sitting around. There's that intake, which will probably be reused with the truck because we're going to reuse the Quadrajet 2 to make sure all the accessories hook up. We'll find out. We've got your good old spare Edelbrock Performer laying on the ground, as any man does. And above that, we've got our big block 454.
Currently a 462 with overboard 40 thousandths pistons.
So it was a great engine until it sat and got rusty. Yeah, this thing was rebuilt, probably made 400 horsepower.
And of course,
had a good cam, good heads.
heads-
Everything was good about this engine until it sat.
the heads got water in the intake ports, so they're completely ruined and need to be
Toast.
rebuilt.
So we're not sure what to do with the old big block here.
I think we're just gonna save on it.
You know, we'll figure out something. So on top of the table, you've got a mix
mess.
of tools, parts, valve spring box. I don't know.
Intake and exhaust manifold for the 56's original engine.
The good old 235. Got a 55 fender with my original valve cover and air cleaner.
And
I
that-
think it looks pretty neat.
And that fender is actually originally off of that car over there, but I think it's a pretty great fender because the patch panel has rusted, so that's pretty
You
good.
know it's old.
Yeah.
All right, now
And
we're
then-
gonna
Here we go. Of course, we use genuine Chevrolet parts.
going down the wall.
And there's-
55 Chevy grill,
Yep.
a singular square body header. Don't know where the other one is. Yeah, I don't know. We've got the worst timing chain in the world. This was off of my 305 when we rebuilt it. and
Legendary.
it was so worn out that when it was spinning, it was touching the edge of the
Inside of the timing cover. Yep.
Yeah, so that was great. Now we're gonna work our way underneath the table to receive even more goodies. We've got a 307 block that was made into a 327 by putting a 350 crank in there. That was a good engine at some point. Now it is very rusty and very totaled. Don't know what to do with that. In all honesty, probably gonna sit there for another 10 years.
Yep.
We've got a turbo 350 with four-wheel drive.
I'm not sure what transfer case this is. I believe it's a 203, but it may be a 205. I'm not sure, but you know,
Yet again,
generic transfer case.
we have no plans for this right now. So, probably gonna sit here 10 years. Then we got a Turbo 400 that actually came with this big block right here, but it's outside, so
And
it needs a rebuild.
One of the ears on the bell housing is actually broken off, so we're gonna have to figure out something with that, or just ignore it.
Top of the table, you know, more. We got an air cleaner. We've got the Quadrajet that's gonna go back on the square body.
No, they are not junk carburetors. They are fine. Quadrajets are good.
All right, here's the original engine out of the 56. Yeah, it's
It's a
it's
230.
something.
It's a 235 Blue Flame, but it's not really doing that anymore. It's kind of a boat anchor. All the piston rings were a little bit
Shot.
not satisfactory.
Cylinder head was garbage. There it is. It looks like the Titanic, I would say. There's probably a inch of grease in there. It had so much gas in the oil that we had to leave the bay open for a while because it smelled so terrible. It was the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It was.
And
Yeah.
the oil pan didn't even want to come off. It was so seized on there.
And there was probably, what did you say, like half an inch of just gray, like,
Yeah, gray
Goo at the
pasty,
bottom?
pasty sludge.
you know, I'm not going to worry about it. This engine's going to sit here yet again for another 10 years.
Yes, sir.
So we've got our piston drawers.
These are the pistons for the straight six and the 307.
And we've got the 350 crank that went in the 307.
And we have headers for the big block.
If the big block ever runs again. I don't know. We've got some junk LS parts because who doesn't?
Probably going to sell them if anybody wants them. Let me
Yeah.
know.
Anyone needs some junky LS parts?
I just want a
Let
little
us
bit of
know.
money for them.
Uh,
Random carburetor.
we've got quad. We've got an absolute boat anchor of an Edelbrock.
Of course,
Of course, we have our literature. Now, second row, we've got 3 2-barrel intakes.
1, 2, 3.
They are all garbage. Well, I mean, they're not garbage, but who really wants to use a 2-barrel?
Starters, power steering, generator. And then this is a giant box of engine parts for the 307, but...
We've got manifolds. Is that LS or were those?
That's big block.
Big block, okay. 2 more starters, of course.
Big block engine parts.
We've got our boxes that have nothing in them now.
More random Holley carburetors.
You've got new radiator for Gavin's car.
Yep.
Gavin's 55, including cross member.
All right.
Down here we've got more small block parts. Cylinder heads, those are pretty junk. Valve stem shields are shot, so it smokes like a chimney. And then we've got a quadrajet intake.
I believe it's an L79 quadrajet intake, at least that's what I was told.
So pretty good intake. I mean, it's cast iron, but...
And it's a quadrajet, but what can you do?
We've got an adapter plate there, so if we ever are in need of an intake, and we also have 2 ram's horns manifolds tucked in the back there. All right, going on up here, we've got some more 307 parts. Chrome oil pan.
Which I dig.
It's pretty neat.
It's a little rusty.
And then we're going to get into 55 stuff here, so Gavin, you want to take it away?
All right, so this is starting to become the shelf for all of my 55 parts that I'm starting to accumulate. This is the original Gates cluster. I'm really happy with how original and intact it is. The glass or the plastic isn't even damaged at all. Here's the Bel Air passenger side clock bezel. I repainted the grille black so it looks much better, and that's the original Bel Air script, and there's the clock. But yeah, I just got random parts in here. I got some trim, a distributor. These are the original motor mounts, and there's the new ones. And then I got some horns over here, and then that box has some other miscellaneous motor mount related things.
Take it to the next level. We've got our load of engine rebuild kits. I think we've got, what, like 3?
I think we have 3 gasket kits because I kept ordering them.
We've got a camshaft here, 2 camshafts here. Why don't you look at that?
Oh man, my fan. A nice painted up fan, whatever.
Don't remember what, one of these is out of the 350 that's right here.
And then one of them is out of the 307.
One of them's out of the 307. They're both junk. You've got our
Junk
valve covers. Normally just for paint. We've got the 350 valve covers and the 305 valve covers are in there. Welding mask, a bunch of hubcaps, and a whole bunch of flex plates.
And some random 57 Chevrolet parts that we no longer need because we do not have a 57 Chevrolet.
And we used to have a 57 Chevrolet, but
yes, we did.
we traded that for the junk big block, which at the time we didn't know was junk.
Here's a picture of that. All right.
All right, now into Gavin's engine.
All right, guys. So this is my 350 that's going to be going into my 55. It's basically a 86 block, I believe. So it's a 4-bolt main, and it has the perimeter bolt valve covers. And I put some cool thinned aluminum Mickey Thompson valve covers on here, which I really like. We've got some Hedman headers, which are made for the Tri-5. They're mid-length headers, but it's got a Comp Cam's Extreme Cam, which it's a pretty mild cam. It's like 400 something lift, but got a Holley carburetor and a Holley Edelbrock Performer intake manifold. And other than that, it's got stock heads, and it's a pretty original motor. I've just rebuilt it, went through some gaskets and stuff, and that's about it.
And this was a crate motor, right?
I believe it was a Goodwrench 350 crate motor. It says so on this little valve cover right there. Used to say Goodwrench 350.
Nice. As you can see, it has the short water pump and the nice 55, 56, 57 Chevy fan and pulley setup. Now we did notice that for this water pump, it has no clearance on the timing cover, so we're going to get some spacers there. And that also means we got to space out the pulleys, which is going to be really fun.
Yep.
Then rounding out our tour here, we've got mostly a lot of square body stuff. We've got new fenders, or not fenders, rockers for the square body, which had some rusty rockers, which we'll get those fixed up, and then that truck is going to be pretty freaking nice. You've got water pump and fan.
The square body.
Radiator shroud, trash can. You know, you need one of those. You've got a Tri-5 door with an amazing patch panel.
It actually isn't that bad. It's just no one decided to actually
do it.
The job.
We've got some rims. They're shot.
Those came with my 55. I think I'm gonna sand them down and paint them black and throw them right back on there. Obviously, I'll get some new tires for it though.
And then back into our
This is basically big block closet. These are all the pistons that we were able to get out. Cam, timing cover, and chain, and
a couple of the
gears.
305 stuff left. And then we have air cleaner.
Those are the square body valve covers.
Oh, those are?
Yep.
What happened to the valve covers on? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I painted them. Never mind.
Yeah, you painted them right down there.
Don't listen to me. So, yeah, that's about it for our bay. Hoping to expand one day. Maybe actually, we do have access to a lift in the same complex. Gavin's dad's shop for his mowing business has a lift. So we're able to push the car around front, use a lift whenever we really need it, but it's not a full-time thing.
All right, guys, so
yeah, that's about it. All right, guys, thanks for watching our video today. It'd be huge if you guys like and subscribe, because this is not cheap. We're trying to make a little bit of money here, maybe. I don't know. Maybe some sponsorships. You never know. Holly could just give us a call and just give us the entire world. I doubt it. Yeah, we would really like that. So Holly, if you're watching, we could use some parts because we're a little financially challenged.
we're broke.
Yeah, we're broke. So yeah, like and subscribe. Also follow our Instagram account at Gandel Garage. So yeah, thanks guys.